Okay. This is from the mastermind I'm attending. This is called Make More Offers. It's a Make More Offers challenge, and the guy that does it,
Awesome.
his name is Myron Golden. Um, he's a brother. He talks about how to sell essentially, but how to do it through offers and your strategies for making offerings to your core audience, right? And it talks about what is an offer. And this is not necessarily relevant, but I think it is impactful. You all may glean something from it. The opportunity to give a potential client uh, a potential client to exercise their desire to buy the thing or things that have helped them realize they've desired what they desired all along at the price that you previously decided and they have subsequently agreed to, which they now expect to use to make their experience or life exponentially better. The value of your offer will be enhanced or diminished by the value of your content. So I think this last thing is the thing that we need to work on, in my opinion, to really engage more. What we're offering, we need to do it by the content that we're putting out. If
Right.
they come talk to us, then of course they're going to get profound content. But we, like I often may say to us, we not we it's only one of each of us. We uniquely special and unique in our own way. But if we can't coach every member of the community, and
Right.
so it's just three of us here now. So I'll just speak to us three until somebody else joins. But it's only
Okay. I'm
is
taking minutes.
what was that?
I'm taking minutes. So
Okay.
if when they'll be available for when they're ready to join in, or if they happen to miss it.
Okay. Okay. And I was going to
So.
say that
Mhm.
that yeah, we can't coach individuals, and we can't coach each individual, I should say. And Myron, he likes to say that we can't save people. You leave that to the creator. They got to save themselves, or he can save them by their mind transforming. But what we can do is we can speak to the group, and you do group coaching more than one on one, because one on one it takes too long, and if it's an individual who is bought in, then they'll always show up. Then that's an individual you can coach because they keep showing up every time. But if you gotta pull them and tug them, then you probably want to do it in a group, because then the group can influence them to do it. They'll see somebody doing it, and then they'll be more inclined to doing it. It works that way, and it's more time efficient as well. Um, but the four levels of learning, he talked about that. I only go over this for like 10 minutes. Tactics, what to do, strategies, why and when to do it, principles, how it works, and in the essence, why it essentially works. And some of the main things I got from it is how to get it attention, and that's what we're trying to do. Get some focus on this endeavor, for the sake of our core audiences and our people that we want to engage in this. Where attention goes, intention follows. So we do have our intention on this, but we don't have our attention on more of the people who are not here, I think. And we all know that that's what we're trying to do. Where intention goes, emotion follows. So we're emotionally bought in, right? So we have different things, exchanges, disagreements, or whatever. That's because we care, but not
Right.
everybody does, and we got to make people care more. The people who care, they maybe we not talking to them, maybe they don't know enough about what we're doing, but that's something that we can work on. And where emotion goes, rationalization, justification, and actions follow. So when you emotionally bought in, then you rationalize that thing, or you make a justification for that thing, and your actions go into that thing because you're emotionally bought in. That's the way human nature works. And getting their alignment, discover their reasons. I think this is a thing that we know why we are doing what we're doing, and we don't always have complete alignment, but we can talk about it and we can express those things to each other. But for the people that we're trying to reach, we don't necessarily know what they care about at the basic level. Now we know we building foundational blueprint and architecture and infrastructure around what we're doing, but they may not necessarily be on that level of things because
Right.
systems require complex thinking outside the box. And I think most times people don't even thinking is the hardest work. Most people never do, because they don't really have time to think, or they haven't trained themselves how to think. That's why certain people start things and other people they listen or don't listen. Um,
Right.
so that's what we're where we are now. Um, and how do we disassemble their resistance? That's yeah. We're
Sorry, that's
trying
my
to
son.
okay, and we're trying to figure that part out. How do we disassemble their resistance if there is resistance? Um, and I think it's just a learning curve. It's a learning curve, and we can go dive deeper into that. Demonstrate that you can get their results, and this is the thing I think we need to really start to emphasize. How do we get them to a result? We need to. That's where we need to focus our content on getting.
Hmm.
What are you getting? What are you going to get out of this? I'm seeing more and more people. Different things are happening. People's bank accounts is being closed for no reason and all of this kind of stuff. They're getting
Yeah.
very, very brazen and bold with what they're doing, and they're doing it slow and methodically so that you don't have an answer. And if you try to prepare after something happens to you, then that's too late, of course, because you
Mhm.
weren't in the process of having an alternative, and we're giving the alternative, but people don't know it. So we just have to start giving more information, focusing on the result, I think, and demonstrating what people get out of it. And of course, I mentioned about the bot, and hopefully I could get that. I'm having problems. Um, maybe Cajun, I can share with you what I worked on so far, bro, and maybe you can get a little bit further until I get somewhere where I can get my stupid password or whatever. But the bot, it'll ask people what they care about, because I think the biggest thing I got from this event is that we got to ask the questions. Questions are the answers. So if we ask
Right.
questions from the people we're trying to talk to, ask them what do they care about. What's your biggest challenge to understanding. And you spoke, Shadow, about them not knowing where to go. So I think maybe you brought some people in. I think it was a family member, and they
Yeah,
and
she
they would
and
go ahead.
yeah, one of them left, and then the other one, she asked to she didn't know where to go.
Hmm.
She just moved from Florida. She was like, I'm just new to this, and then I actually sat down with her and took some time to show her where how to navigate.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we just think if they have their experience, some of these other people, I'm sure they are as well, but they not we not asking them what challenge are they having. So I think we have to
Right.
start engaging these people more to get their input on what challenge they're having with understanding what it is that's happening, and speak to what it is we're trying to do, and emphasize the payoff, as they've been saying, emphasize what you get. And I think that'll really resonate, because they realize this is not about me, this is about you. But you don't know that, because you still have that wall of not understanding what's going on, because
Right.
we
And don't
doing
take
this.
the time to ask.
Yeah, we gotta ask. And because this is it's a technology undertaking on its face, but at the core, it's really a foundational thing that we just using technology as a vehicle to do some of
Right.
this stuff. Um, they don't understand those layers. So we can explain that and get their agreement to participate, get them to agree, to communicate and participate and ask any questions they have, get their agreement to ponder, question what they think are answers, and answer what they think are questions. The goal is to get them to doubt their beliefs. And
Hmm.
this is a big thing, um, you know, because as we know, most people don't have spiritual beliefs based on their ancestral root, especially our people in this country, because they got white people beliefs, even though they may not know that, but they've been indoctrinated for a really long time. And when you indoctrinate anybody, they subconsciously have stuff going on in their mind that they don't even know is there, and then it starts to come out, and then they'll argue with you about something that's not relevant to the reality of it, but they don't understand truth because they haven't broken those paradigms in their mind. Of course, ask them as many
Right.
questions as necessary to get clarity on their desired outcome. That's what we need to start doing. And that's essentially all I wanted to share in regards to this. It's more, but we can go into it a little bit later. We got to start speaking more to these people, asking them questions, find out what they need. Use your peoples as an example. Shadow, they
Mhm.
not being able to get over some of the layers of complexities. Give them a path and create a funnel for them to, when they come in, this is what they do. They do this. We go over here. Maybe they get coaching from somebody in the group, or maybe they see a video or something. They have to answer certain questions. When they answer those questions, we know what levels they're on. They get to see exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then the people who are higher level in their understanding, hey, they can come right in and jump in with us. Hey, this is what we're doing. Can you want to help out over here? This is, and the people who are still learning, they'll learn it. So that way, we don't have to focus so much on trying to get people onboarded to what we're doing. We can focus more on getting things done past that, because it's a lot that goes into try to get people's engagement, right? So that's essentially all I wanted to share for this for now. It's more, but we can dive into it. The rest of it goes into why people buy. We're not necessarily getting anybody to buy anything, but just
Yeah, it's more than
engagement.
self pitch perspective.
Yeah. I mean, selling is selling, but I mean,
Right.
the
Because we're
questions.
providing services.
Yeah, the questions is the answers. Questioning
Right.
people, get find out what they care about, and then that's what I'm gonna talk about. What are you selling? Whatever it is you want to buy. So that's
Right.
just philosophy I take, but we not selling again. We creating something. We just want to get their attention and talk about what they care about at to get them hooked. But after that, you tell them what this is what we're doing, and this is how it's going to benefit you, because
Right.
that's the veil that we're missing. Because like I say, and we know this, most people haven't even crossed that threshold that I was an Indian. And that's just a name, but that's who we was. We wasn't African. So until
Right.
people get over that hump, they think of Africa first. They don't even think about America first. They don't think about Turtle Island. They don't think about the continent here as this is your home. We didn't come from nowhere else but here. That's why we've been here, and we got a different mindset. They come after us. The Africans been captured in their mind. They've been colonized. They still on their landmass, and they colonize with no outside threat present there that's visible. They have people, underneath. They doing it through secrecy and handshakes with their leaders over there, but their leaders are the ones keeping them enslaved over there as far as their mind. We don't have that here because we don't have leadership here that can make a difference that way here. They put this shadow government in place here because they know, we really ain't the ones for that. and we the only ones really holding the rest of the globe up in a in a way that they can take something from and fight, because we our relationship with the Most High is different, because we still foundational to who we was, in terms of how we operate. We not that far away. We far, but they gotta pelt us with indoctrination in order to keep us down, because they had the hardest resistance from us here. And we aren't. The world is a big place, but for some reason, why is this country, why is it so significant in history? Because we are the ones. I mean, that's it. We're the last ones. We're the main ones that people get inspiration from. People come to America not just because this white supremacy thing that they've done, or the whole westernized thought thing that's been created around. It's because of the foundational layers that our ancestors built, that made people want to be here. And what we built over the top of the system, or the system that exists today, was built on our backs. They used us. They used a lot of our ways, governance, um, strategies, building land, cultivating the land, our agricultural, all of that kind of stuff. That was us building, architecture. We did that, So we just didn't know. We came up with the strategies for it, and they just enslaved us to do it. But they didn't bring us over on boats like that. They just enslaved us upstairs and said, "Hey, servitude. This is what you're gonna do." So, anyway, that's all I wanted to share. And I'll let you all jump in and on what you want to speak on, or maybe if you want to build on this, we can. But we can go into something else if you want.
Yeah, that's actually a really book that you went to. It was basically what I gathered was know your audience. Get to probe them, ask them questions, and figure out where they are. Know your market, and figure out a strategy to keep them engaged and in tuned. Um,
Indeed.
Find more ways to get a more direct approach to where people are more starting to be, become more open to actually asking. And
Yeah.
that way, and I think that's another thing that I've noticed a lot as well. And it's not just in the Discord, but it's a lot of places. A lot of people are afraid to ask questions, and when you ask, when someone happens to be the one to step up to ask the question, then that's when everybody starts following suit. Oh, I just never said nothing. And it's like, why don't you don't be afraid to say something? So
Yeah.
I get it.
No, absolutely. And just to speak to that, you always can tell how intelligent somebody is by how many questions pointing at you, Shadow. Always asking questions. That's a sign of intelligence, because intelligent people need answers. I need to know this. I need to know that. Right? So,
Right.
because your brain is work, that means you thinking. If you it, but sometimes people, they get arrested by the fear, like you said,
Hmm.
and we all know that. I mean, but we try to soften the blow, and
Right. Because
but
we know this is a whole new thing for a lot of people. And they don't understand. I remember at first in the beginning in March when I first started, they was like, I don't know, they was like, that's the devil. But now it's like the ones that I talked to before, they're starting to come around and ask questions, here and there.
yeah,
And the other ones, like the ones I did, like one of my cousins I did invite, she's like, I'm not engaged, and I don't. I saw all you had to do is just ask. I'm here. I can actually sit down with you and go over it. I said, she's like, a lot of this stuff, it just seems like a lot to catch up with. I was like, it's not a lot to catch up with, but I wouldn't have known none of this until after you exited the server. If you would have said something ahead of time, we could have gladly went over that with you. And now it's like, yeah. And ironically, that's when, like, you know what, we do need more engagement because I'm doing my approach is more interpersonal.
hmm
Like some of them dropping some